Hello tech friends, I hope you're all doing well. Today's bit of weird old tech is this. It's a Philips 7-inch digital photo frame. Do you remember these? This one's from about 2008. And so just to remind you, a year later the iPhone comes out. And digital photo frames existed for a sort of strange period of time. As I'm unboxing it, I'll tell you a little bit more about them. This one costs £3 from a charity shop, and this is something you'll often find in a charity shop in the UK because they're kind of just not really used anymore. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about why that might be. So let's pop this thing open. It's a big old box. This particular one was bought from Comet. That's a UK company that doesn't exist anymore. It probably closed soon after this this device was sold, actually. So obviously in the old days when you were taking photos, you would get your 35mm film. You'd take all your photos on your holiday in, let's say, Skegness, right? You take your photos, you'd get home, you'd take them to Boots and get them developed, and it might be a day or so or whatever, and you get them back. And then you'd have all your printouts, your actual photographs, and maybe you put some of those on the wall to display them because you were proud of what was, the photos that you'd taken. Sometimes you'd even get a funny little sticker on them from the Boots photo development guys that would advise you maybe to take better photos, which, if you got one of those, is always a bit of an insult. But then when you have digital cameras and the cost of taking a photo and developing a photo, to actually see the product is basically zero. You can just take photo after photo after photo. Then people kind of stopped going through that process of getting them developed and having them displayed in their homes and things like that. And now a lot of times, they exist on your phone, right? And you may not even save them to a computer or display them. I mean, you can have them in screensavers on the Chromecast or as backgrounds on your phone and stuff. But if you would go around to someone's house after you've come back from your holiday and you'd be sharing your photos and they'd be bored to tears because they don't want to see anything about Skegness, but you'd go through the process anyway. These days you would just pass your phone to someone, wouldn't you? And you just scroll through the phone backwards and forwards and show all the photos, and then you snatch it off them before they saw something that you would all regret. Well, I wonder who this particular recipient was who donated this. It doesn't really look like it's been used apart from all the packaging's come out. So let's have a little look and see what's inside the box. We've got the digital photo frame itself. We've got a few educational pieces in different languages here. So Guide de mise en route, I presume that's the French quick start guide. We've got Schnellstartenleitung. Excellent pronunciation. I'm sure you'll agree that must be the German one. And hang on a minute, where's the UK one? Because I'm not going to pronounce that. Let's have a look. Here it is, tucked away. Okay. Quick start guide. We've got a USB to the what is that one? That's a USB B, is it? I think that one. That's never been used. We've got the power, because these things can't run on batteries. Well, this one doesn't anyway. You've got the full manual on a CD, which is, supremely annoying in this day and age. And then you've got this unusual object, and I'll show you what that's for in a minute. But let's have a little look at the digital photo frame itself. As I say, it's 7 inches long, and I think it's a good idea to get a ruler out and just verify whether that is indeed the case, because I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, let's see. It doesn't look like 7 inches to me. But, oh yeah. All right, okay. They can have that one. It is 7 inches. Right, on the back, we have got, it's very shiny, up, down, left, right, little button in the middle, funny little icon. It's very difficult to see that because it's all black. We've got a power button and like another context button there. And then sort of underneath On the back, we've got slots for memory cards. And then on the side, where is it? Here we are. There's a normal USB size on it, and then there's a little screw hole here, and that's where this piece comes in. And you screw that in, and that's so you can actually stand it up and display it as if it's just on a side table or something like that. I don't think you could mount this one to a wall really. There's not there's no sort of bracket or anything like that. So let's turn it on, shall we, and see what it's like by default. I'll have to use the power supply. Hey, great stuff by the charity shop though. They've done a electrical safety test on there, so we know we're not going to explode when we try and plug this in. Okay, power on, and I'll reach around the back and use my memory as to what these buttons actually do, and we'll press the power button, and I think we just need to give it a moment or two. It's got a slightly matte screen. The rest of it is very glossy, but quite a matte screen. Is that actually turning on? I mean, I pressed the power button. What more do you want? Here we go. Philips. So, quick start guide. Let's just have a quick look at it. So you plug it in, the power. It tells you what these different buttons do on the back. So the top one is mode. Then you've got the navigation, play, OK, power, and the menu button. And then it gives a little bit of an introduction as to how you can display your photos in different ways. I think there's an alarm function on here as well, so you could be woken up by a beautiful picture. You can set things up, but the main thing that people would do with one of these is just load up a USB stick or a memory card with a load of photos, JPEGs, plug it in, and it will just start playing them straight away. So there we go. Right, let's see what this thing shows by default. Okay, you've got your classic baby. Maybe his name's Philip. Then that's a pretty jerky animation, isn't it? Then we've got a girl here in a towel, and then ooh, look at that for a transition. Then there's a woman at a wedding. Is she the bride? I mean, there's a tail behind each of these pictures, aren't there? And then we've got 3 people who are graduating, and they look far too old to be graduating. So, you know, who knows what they're graduating from? Maybe model school. Right, so, and it's just going to go through those pictures. It's really showing off the the high quality of this. It's got quite a low resolution, okay? It ain't great. But the pictures they've chosen are like the perfect ratio, so it really kind of shows it off. But when I put some actual photos on here, you'll see that it doesn't do a great job of scaling, really. Okay, right, let's press the menu button on the back, because there's lots of different options. What I really want to do is get to the menu. Let me see if I can see how we actually do that. Press the mode button. It's as simple as pressing the mode button. If I press the mode button again, here we go. Right, now we're into setup. So let's have a go at navigating to that. We're going into setup. Here we go. Right, language, fine. Happy with that. Transition, random. No. Oh no, actually no. We want the transitions to be random so we can show them all off. Frequency. Let's maybe have a 10-second delay on these photos. Oh, let's go back into that. What we really want to do is turn off that really annoying beep, don't we? Let's go down. Collage. Display multiple photos frame. No, I don't think we want to do that. Background. Auto fit. Grey. What? Can you put colours behind the background if the ratio doesn't meet its stringent specifications? Then we've got brightness setting. Sequence. It's going to go in sequence. To delete. Or not to delete? That's the question. We've got some auto dimming, and you can set that against a timer. The status, free memory if it was looking at a memory card that was plugged in. I'm not sure how much internal memory this has, or whether you can even access it. I don't think you can. Auto tilt, so that's interesting. It's actually got a sort of an accelerometer in it, which would become very common in lots of mobile phones. That was one of the first things that people were amazed by when it came to their smartphone. And let's turn off that beep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah? Okay, I now want this to turn off. There we go. I've done it. Key help, factory set, language transition. Okay, we're back to the beginning. Right. So, let's grab ourselves a memory card, stick it in, and see what happens. Here we go. Here's the old memory card. This one's a micro SD, but it seems to work all right. Right, let's pop it in. Jam that in the back. Okay, here's our first photo. Wallace and Gromit, wholesome. You can imagine that on a wall. Looks cool, but that is very low resolution actually, that picture, so it's expanded it and it doesn't look so great. Then we've got a classic pot noodle sandwich, British culinary delight for you to enjoy. I think I'd enjoy looking at that while sitting eating a pot noodle sandwich. And then something a bit more personal. This is a game called Red Max, which was the first game I ever saw and was basically obsessed by it, and with computer games from that moment on. Then, oh, hang on a minute, how did that get in there? It's Barbara Windsor in Carry On Camping. That's obviously a mistake. That shouldn't be in there. Come on, move along. There we go, that's better. Ainsley Harriott hiding behind the Windows XP hill. So as you can see, it has limited use perhaps. And, you know, if there was some way you could connect it to Wi-Fi and connect it to either Google Photos or just any kind of like network storage so that you could just throw pictures in and it would start randomly reading from them, then that would be really cool. But as it is, it's, you know, you've kind of got to go out of your way. If you imagine these days, you would take a photo, right, with your phone or with a camera. You then save that photo, send it to yourself, somehow get it onto your computer, because obviously most phones don't have a micro SD card, right? So you get your micro SD card, you stick it into your computer, you copy the pictures over, deleting the ones that you don't want, and then you take the micro SD card out and you stick it in here, and it's just a bit of a cumbersome way to go about, you know, displaying your pictures. But hey, it is a way, and people did do it for a while, but now it's really fallen out of favour. So, you know, I don't normally ask for people to write comments, but I'd be interested to know, did you actually own a digital photo frame? What did you display on it? Was it just pictures of cats? I imagine that's probably the main reason why anyone would have or want one. Look at that really slow, pathetic transition. Well, you know, it's a good solid bit of kit, so it's probably going to last for quite a while. On the website it says the brightness can last for 10,000 hours. That is your digital photo frame, and it's just an unusual bit of technology, I think, that just sort of popped up, was very popular, ended up being bought for lots of family members at Christmas. Hey, you can display pictures of the grandkids on this, and then they just disappear. So there we go, a moment in history. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.